Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Cubic Lover. I'm super excited about today's video because it's one I've been wanting to make for a while now. In this video, I'm going to take you on a trip down memory lane and share my entire journey in Cubic Sandbox. Yes, you heard that right. Today, I'll be telling you my story from the very beginning in 2019 all the way up to 2024. From those early days when I was just starting out, learning the ropes and figuring out how to survive in the game, to now where I've built some of my most epic creations and had some of the craziest experiences, I'll cover it all. It's been an incredible journey filled with highs, lows, and a lot of fun moments that I can't wait to share with you. This video won't be super long, but I guarantee it'll be packed with interesting stories, funny moments, and a few things I've learned along the way. So make sure you stick around till the very end. You won't want to miss any part of this. In this video, I'll be taking you through my entire journey from 2020 to 2024 in the Cubic Sandbox game. But before we dive in, for those who don't know or might be new to the game, what exactly is Cubic Sandbox? Well, let me break it down for you. Cubic Sandbox is an open-world physics-based sandbox where you have the freedom to manipulate various objects, experiment with physics, and have fun with your friends in endless creative ways. You can build, destroy, and explore as you wish, and the possibilities are limitless. Whether you're creating crazy contraptions or just causing total chaos, this game gives you the tools to do it all. In this video, you'll get to know about different players and all the friends I've played Cubic Sandbox with throughout the years. I'll be talking about some of my key moments, including the time I crossed paths with a player known as Undertaker the Hacker. There's a bit of a dark history there, but that's a story for another day and deserves its own separate topic. And of course, you can't forget my friend Red Rex. Without him, the sheer amount of chaos we created in the game would have been impossible. He's been a key part of the journey, and trust me, you won't want to miss some of the hilarious moments we've shared. So, stick around and let's dive right into the video. Alright, before we get started, I want to let you know that this video is divided into 3 phases. Now, if you've been following the channel for a while, you might remember that I made a video a long time ago about the downfall of Cubic Sandbox. In that video, I explained how and why Cubic Sandbox began to degrade over time. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out for a deeper dive into that topic. This video is kind of an extension of that, I know, but we're focusing more on my personal journey through the years. So let's kick things off with phase 1. The very beginning of my journey in Cubic Sandbox. So this is my story, the journey of Cubic Lover in Cubic Sandbox. It all began around 2020, a time when Cubic Sandbox was still in development. Back then, I was hooked on a game called Sandbox 3D, which you can still find on the Play Store. For those who don't know, Sandbox 3D is very similar to Cubic Sandbox, but with more realistic graphics and a ton of extra features. So, my journey didn't start with Cubic Sandbox right away. It actually kicked off with Sandbox 3D. The moment I entered that game, I knew I was in for something special. I quickly got involved with the community, made a ton of friends, and every day I'd hop on to see what new chaos we could create. Now, at that time, I didn't even have this channel, Cubic Lover. I ran a small gaming channel where I covered general mobile games. No big deal, right? But everything was fun and games until the day something dark happened. Enter SPDM, the first hacker I ever encountered. I mean, this guy came into the server like a wrecking ball, hacking left and right. You can imagine the panic. At first, he was this total villain in the game, causing all kinds of havoc. But here's the twist. Over time, he actually became a good friend of mine. Yeah, plot twist. I started to learn more about him and things were chill for a while. But here's where the real drama kicks in. With the rise of hacks and mods like the infamous Swift mod, the number of hackers exploded. It seemed like hackers were crawling out of every corner, and it wasn't just the game getting overrun. There was this growing toxic community. Leading the charge? none other than Leo, my first ever enemy. Now, Leo wasn't a hacker, but he made up for it by being the most toxic player you could imagine. This guy caused so many fights and brought bullying to a whole new level in Sandbox 3D. I'm telling you, playing that game started to feel like walking into a battleground every day. Eventually, the constant hacking and toxicity just wore me down. I lost interest in Sandbox 3D and decided it was time to jump ship. I started looking for new games, trying to find that next big thing. I even stumbled across Multiland Sandbox, but nah, it didn't quite hit the mark. It wasn't what I expected, and the search continued. Then on February 16th, 2020, everything changed. Cubic Sandbox was released. But it took me a good 4 months before I even heard about it. Can you believe that? And that, my friends, is where the real journey begins. Where things started to take a dark turn. Hackers became more common, and the first big one to raid Cubic Sandbox was none other than Megatron. This guy was everywhere for 6 months, wreaking havoc, and then he just vanished without a trace. But after him, things only got worse. A wave of new hackers came in using cheats like Game Guardian to troll and raid servers. And then we met Undertaker, who first showed up in mid-2022. Now at first, we were cool, we even became friends, but slowly things went sideways and he became my biggest enemy. Around that time, I also met some other OG players like StarDX, CharlesDX, DabaDX, and ParsaDX. These were the days when the game was a bit quieter. There was a break from the major hacking until the middle of 2021, with only a few basic hackers here and there. It was nice to play peacefully for a bit. But all good things come to an end, right? In 2022, Phase 3 began, and this time the hackers leveled up. Advanced hackers started showing up, and guess who made a comeback? Megatron. He returned, but only for a short time. Soon after, I encountered a new advanced hacker, Vault 6666. And then Undertaker launched his full-scale invasion of Cubic Sandbox, which sparked a cold war between our crew and his. The funny thing? The whole thing started because of Chirag95. But that's a story for another time. His saga continued all the way through 2023. Toward the end of that year, I met Django, who became a crucial ally in our fight against the relentless wave of hackers. But just when I thought we had it under control, I met Redrex, a hacker who came into the scene around 2022-2023 and made quite the splash. You know how that story goes. He was causing chaos left and right, and things started to spiral again. After Redrex, I encountered a new wave of troublemakers, DDoS, GFX, and then the infamous entry of the BMS mod. This mod was nearly the nail in the coffin for Cubic Sandbox, and it seemed like the end was near. Thankfully, the players banded together and fought back, contributing to the survival of the game. It was a wild ride, for sure. Now in 2024, the threats have diminished significantly, but Redrex is still around, and he's the main reason why Cubic Sandbox is facing another decline. However, my friends and I have managed to tackle these challenges head on, and we've even managed to lift Cubic Sandbox a little from its downward spiral. Sure, its player base has decreased a lot, but there's been some improvement, and that gives us hope. So there you have it, my entire journey from 2020 to 2024 in Cubic Sandbox. It's been a roller coaster ride of friendships, rivalries, chaos, and laughter. I hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane as much as I did. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and stay tuned for what's next in the Cubic Lover saga. Now, let's talk about the present situation of my journey. I'm committed to making Cubic Sandbox better for everyone, and even though only a few of my friends are left compared to the past, we're still standing strong. A lot of players have moved on, but we managed to survive Phase 3, and that's something to celebrate. If you're still interested in Cubic Sandbox, I genuinely encourage you to show your support for the game. Every single player counts, and together we can keep this incredible community alive and thriving. It's all about the friendships we build, the fun we have, and the creativity we unleash in this sandbox universe. So let's rally together and show everyone just how amazing this game can be. Lastly, remember to stay safe out there, guys. I truly appreciate each and every one of you for your continued support. It's this amazing community that keeps me motivated and inspired to create more content. I'll see you soon. So until next time, take care. Bye everyone, and love you all.